Здравствуйте. Hello and welcome to the Russian language classroom. Before we start the topics that we are going to learn today, let us quickly revise whatever we had learned in the last lesson. For this purpose, I have written some words on the blackboard. So, let us try how to pronounce them correctly. If you remember that in the last lesson, we had done the soft vowels. So, I have written a word here t, ye, t, r, a, d and soft sign. And if you can remember quickly that t and ye, this ye is a soft vowel. So, ye comes only after a hard consonant. So, how will you pronounce this t? Ch. So, t, ye will be che. Then again t, r, a, d and soft sign. So, because of the soft sign, this d will also be softened. So, how will you pronounce this word? Chittaraj. Chittaraj. Chittaraj is notebook. The second word we have is ta, yo, ta, ya. As you can see, there are two soft vowels here, which means both these consonants will be soft. So, how will you pronounce this word? And once again, I need to tell you that this ya is unstressed. So, this will be reduced. So, how will you pronounce this word? Chio, chia, chio, chia. Chio, chia is auntie. Let us move on to the next topic we had done in the last lesson, which was reduction of soft vowels. What is reduction? That we have already done in detail. So, let us try to pronounce this word. Ya, z, I, k, and stress is on I. So, this ya is unstressed, and I have already told you that all the soft vowels like hard vowels, when they are in unstressed position, they reduce their sound, which is called the phenomenon of reduction. So, what happens is when ya is in unstressed position, the sound of ya becomes e. So, how will you pronounce this word? Izik. Izik is language. The next word is sa, ye, ma, soft sign and ya, and stress is on ya. So, there are two soft vowels here again, ya and ye, out of which ya is stressed and ye is unstressed. So, again by the phenomenon of reduction, the sound of ye will be reduced. So, how will you pronounce this ye? This will be again pronounced as e, like we did in ya. So, simya, simya, simya is family. So, the first topic we are going to learn today is the gender of nouns. For this, I have drawn a table on the blackboard. So, let us see what we have in this topic. In the previous lesson, as we had discussed that nouns having the hard consonant and hard vowel a and o are hard consonant ending words are of masculine noun, hard vowel ending a are feminine nouns, and the nouns which end with o are neuter gender nouns. For example, stol, druk, stol, you already know this word, this means table. Druk, druk is friend. Strana, strana, as you can see this a is, the last a is stressed, that is why it is pronounced as strana. Strana is country and it ends with an a, that is why it is a feminine gender noun. The next word was akno, akno, this o is stressed, that is why this is o, and this is unstressed, that is why it has been reduced to a. Akno, akno, window. So, apart from these hard endings, we have some nouns with soft endings also, and in the masculine gender nouns, the nouns which end with e kratke are masculine gender nouns. For example, muzyei, muzyei, as you can see, muzyei ends with soft consonant which is e kratke, muzyei, muzyei is museum. Next is soft vowel ya. So, the nouns which end with ya are feminine gender nouns. Like we have simya, this word we have already done in this class only. Simya, simya is family, it is a feminine gender noun. The next one is soft vowel ye. So, if you find a noun with the soft vowel ye, the noun will be of neuter gender. Like we have ma, o, ra and ye, more. More is C. So, this is a neuter gender noun. Let us move ahead. The third one we have is the nouns with soft sign ending. As you can see here, sla, var, this a is stressed and this o is unstressed. That is why this o has been reduced to a. Sla, var, slavar, slavar dictionary, and this is a masculine gender noun. Come here. Again I have written the nouns with soft sign ending are feminine gender also. So, how do you distinguish between a feminine gender and a masculine gender nouns with soft sign ending? So, there is no such rule, you have to memorize them. So, I will advise you all to memorize all the words with soft endings, whether it is a masculine or a feminine. So, you have to memorize them all. The last and very peculiar ending is mya. There are only a few words with mya ending. So, mya ending nouns are neuter gender nouns. Let us revise. So, mya, the one word I have written here is va, ra, ye, ma, ya, vremya. Vremya is time. So, let us revise all the endings once again. The nouns ending with a hard consonant are masculine gender noun. The nouns ending with a are feminine gender noun. The nouns ending with o are neuter gender noun. So, the first one was hard ending nouns. The second one is soft consonant e krat ke. So, the nouns ending with soft consonant e krat ke are masculine gender nouns. Next one we have soft vowel ya. So, the words or nouns with ya endings are feminine gender nouns, and the nouns with ye ending, which is again a soft vowel, are neuter gender nouns like more. The third ending that we had discussed is soft sign ending. As you can see, soft sign ending we have in masculine also and feminine also. So, the nouns may be masculine or feminine which have a soft sign in the end. And the last ending we have learned today is mya. So, mya ending nouns are neuter gender nouns like vremya, semya, plemya. There are only a few nouns with mya ending. So, we will be doing more words with these endings in the exercises. Next topic we are going to learn today is interrogative words. In this lesson, we are going to learn 3 interrogative words: kto, shto and gdje. The first interrogative word that we are going to discuss today is kto. Please see here, k and t together are pronounced as kto, not kto. You have to remember this thing. And kto is who. The next interrogative word is ch, ta, o, and as I have already told you, that this word is pronounced as shto, not like chato. Shto is what? And the third interrogative word is g, d, ye, and please remember, ye is a soft vowel and it comes after a soft consonant. So, how will you pronounce this? Gdje. Gdje is where. So, we have who, what and where. So, how do we ask a question with these 3 interrogative words? I have written some questions with these 3 interrogative words here. The first one is kto eta. Kto eta. Kto eta? Eta is this. Kto eta? Who is this? How will you answer this question? Obviously, you have to use an animate noun, not inanimate noun. Eta papa. Papa, as you can see, is an animate noun. Eta papa, this is father. From što we have što eta. What is this? And how will you answer this question? Which noun will we use? We use inanimate noun. Inanimate noun like dom. Dom is house. Eta dom. Što eta? Eta dom. Gdje mama? Gdje mama? Where is mother? Mama doma. So what do we tell here? Gdje always requires adverbs of location. So basically we are saying that mother is at home. So at home is doma, which is a adverb of location. So let's repeat them once again. Кто это? Это папа. Что это? Это дом. Or это ручка. Это карандаш. Это стол. Это стул. Это лампа. The same way. Это мама. Это сестра. Это друг. Это подруга. And so on. The last one. Где сестра? Она справа. What is справа? Справа is on the right. Где подруга? Подруга слева. Слева is on the left. Справа and слева. Где лампа? Лампа справа. Где стол? Стол слева. Let's revise these three interrogative words once again. As I have told you, the first example we had done is кто это? Who is this? Это papa. The same way we can say, we can answer this question. Это mama. Mama, mother. This is mother. Это сестра. This is sister. Это друг. This is a friend. Это подруга. This is a female friend, and so on. The next question we have done is что это? What is this? Это дом. This is a house. The same way we can answer this question, using different nouns as это карта. This is a map. Это стол. This is a table. Это стул. This is a chair. Это лампа. This is a tube light. Это телевизор. This is a television, and so on. The third question we have is где? Где mama? Where is mother? Mama doma. As I have told you that while answering this где, we use adverbs of location. So while answering this question, we can use several other adverbs of location like sprava. Mama sprava. Sprava is on the right. For example, stol sprava, and sleva. Sleva is on the left. For example, lampa sleva, televizor sleva, tube light is on the left, television is on the left, and so on. Next topic which we are going to discuss today is personal pronouns in Russian. So how do we denote personal pronouns in Russian language? Like in English we have I, we, you, he, she, it, and they. We have in Russian first person singular number ya. Here first person singular number ya. Ya is I. First person plural number is мы. Я, мы. Ya, мы. Second person singular number is ты. Ты is informal you or singular you. Ты. Second person plural number is we. We is again you but plural. The third person singular number is he, that is on, ana, she, and ano, which is it. On, he, ana, she, ano, it, and plural number is ani. On, ana, ano, and ani. So this is ya, me first person, ty, we second person, on, ana, ano, third person singular number, and ani third person plural number. And one more thing you have to remember is this ti is informal and we is formal. So, when you address someone who is elder to you and who is a stranger, so out of politeness we will use we, not ti. Otherwise, people may get offended in Russia. So, you have to keep this thing in mind. So, whenever you meet a stranger or someone new to you, we will use we, not ti. Next topic is possessive pronouns in Russian. How do you understand this term possessive pronouns? The pronouns which show possession or belonging. But before that, I would like to introduce the interrogative word chei. Ch, ye, e kratke. Chei. Chei means whose. For example, chei eta karandash. Chei eta karandash. Whose is this pencil? Karandash is pencil. Whose is this pencil? Chei eta dom. Whose is this house? Chia eta karta. So, I am not saying chei eta karta, I am saying chia eta karta. So, for feminine gender nouns, we use chia, not chei. Similarly, we have chio eta pismo. So, pismo is a noun which is neuter gender. So, for neuter gender nouns we are using chio. So, now we have three forms: chei for masculine nouns, chia for feminine nouns, and chio for neuter nouns. And for plurals we use chi. Chei, chia, chio, chi. So, now you can say that interrogative word chei agrees with the noun in gender and number: chei, chia, chio, chi. So, how do you answer this question? Chei eta dom, whose is this house? Chia eta karta, whose is this map? Chio eta pismo, whose is this letter? So, we answer this question by using a possessive pronoun. So, let us do what are those possessive pronouns in Russian. I have written here masculine, feminine, neuter and plural. As I have already told you that chei has four forms: chei masculine, chia feminine, chio neuter and chi plural. And I have written here personal pronouns: ya, ti, mi, we, on, ana and ani. So, from these personal pronouns, these possessive pronouns are derived. For example, from ya we have moi. So, how do you understand this moi? Moi is my. I, my. So, it shows that something belongs to me. For example, eta moi stol. Eta moi stol will mean this is my table. Eta moi karandash. Eta moi karandash will mean this is my pencil. Eta moi dom, this is my house. Similarly, we have maya. Maya, this ya is stressed. Eta maya karta, this is my map. Eta maya simya. Eta maya simya, this is my family. Eta maya sistra, this is my sister. And the question will be chia eta karta, chia eta sistra, chia eta chitraj. Whose is this notebook? Eta maya chitraj, this is my notebook. In the neuter gender noun, we have the third form of moi, which is mayo. Mayo is again my, but in the neuter gender. So, how will you use this? Chio eta pismo. Eta mayo pismo, this is my letter. Chio eta pismo, eta mayo pismo. And the next one we have the plural form of moi, which is mai. And you have to notice that this e is stressed, that is why o is pronounced as a. Mai. Eta mai chissi. Chissi is a noun which is always in plural. Just as watch. Eta mai chisi. This is my watch. So, once again, eta moi dom, eta maya chitraj, eta mayo pismo, eta mai chisi. From ti we derive these forms of possessive pronouns. Twoi, to is your. Twoi, twaya, twayo, twai. So, if the question is chei eta dom, eta twoi dom, chia eta karta, eta twaya karta, chio eta pismo, eta twayo pismo, chi eta chisi, eta twai chisi. Now comes the first person plural number, which is mui. Mui is we, and from we derive this possessive pronoun, which is nash. Nash is our. Eta nash dom. Che eta dom. Eta nash dom. This is our house. Eta nasha simia. Chia eta simia. Eta nasha simia. Who is this family? This is our family. Chio eta pismo. Eta nashe pismo. Eta nashe pismo. Chi eta chisi. Eta nashi chisi. Then comes second person plural number we, and from we have wash masculine, vasha feminine, vashe neuter, and vashi plural. Eta vash dom. Che eta dom. Eta vash dom. Chia eta chitraj. Eta vasha chitraj. Chio eta pismo. Eta vashe pismo. Chi eta chisi. Eta vashi chisi. Now comes three third person singular and plural gender personal pronouns, which is own, ana, ano, and ani. So, what forms of possessive pronouns we derive from them? I have written from own we have ivo. From own and ano, please remember that with masculine and neuter, own and ano, we derive the same form of possessive pronoun ivo. Ivo. And one more thing you have to remember is, in this combination, this g is pronounced as v, not as g. So, how will you pronounce this? Ivo, not as ego. So, from own and ano we have possessive pronoun ivo, his. From ana we have iyo, iyo is her. And from ani, which is they, plural number, we have ich. And I have written, if you notice that I have written only one form for each of them. And what does it show? It shows that they do not change their forms as per the gender and number. So, in all the four forms we will have this form only. So, for his we have only ivo, for her we have only iyo, for there we have only ich. For example, che eta dom, eta ivo dom. Chia eta karta, eta ivo karta. Chio eta pismo, eta ivo pismo. Chi eta chisi, eta ivo chisi. Similarly, eta iyo dom, iyo karta, iyo pismo, and iyo chisi. Similarly, eta ich dom, eta ich karta, eta ich pismo, and ich chisi. I hope you have understood the possessive pronouns in Russian. Let us quickly revise all of them once again. Eta moi dom, which means this is my house. Eta maya simia, this is my family. Eta mayo pismo, this is my letter. Eta mai chisi, this is my watch. Eta twoi dom, this is your house. Eta twaya chitraj, this is your notebook. Eta twayo pismo, this is your letter. Eta tvai chissi, this is your watch. Eta nash dom, this is our house. Eta nasha simya, this is our family. Eta nashe pismo, this is our letter. Eta nashi chissi, this is our watch. Eta vash dom, this is your house. Eta vasha simya, this is your family. Eta vashe pismo, this is your letter. Eta vashi chissi, this is your watch. Eta ivodom, this is his house. Eta iodom, this is her house. Eta ichdom, this is their house. And I have already told you that evo, eo and ik, they do not change their forms as per the number and gender of a noun. So, this is all we have for the lesson today. So, what all we have learned today is gender of nouns, possessive pronouns and the construction uminia jest. So, we will conclude this chapter here itself and we will see you in the next class. До свидания, до завтра. До завтра, see you tomorrow. Спасибо.